Hello YouTube, this is Jerry D in Tennessee, talking about some stocks. Looks like the week's starting out to be a decent week, and let's get down to business. Alright, so Clover, CLOV, Reddit, the boys at Reddit that's done the GameStop and the American Entertainment. They started working on CLOV. This is our next target. So the high today, well, let's see, the day's range anyway. The price ranged after they started pumping, I guess you might as well say it. From 1632, the high was 24.93 for the day. So not a bad pump. Now, it remains to be seen if they continue on this stock. Right there's the 5-day. Actually, I guess they started pumping it the first week. I guess today's when they started it. It's when it went up today. Anyway, this is one of their targets. This is one of the stocks that's being shorted, heavily shorted. And you see from Monday, the Monday's price up to, well, it says the high was 24.93, 85% spike today. So we'll see what the rest of the week, how it plays out. It'll be interesting, that's for sure. That's interesting what these boys are doing in Reddit. I tell you, when you think about what the hedge funds are doing to the retail investors, how they hurt the common man to make their money, their millions of dollars. I'm for this. It's like Robin Hood, stealing from the rich, giving to the poor. I don't see anything wrong with what they're doing. That's just payback for these hedge funds. Hopefully they'll put the hedge funds out of business, because I think it's wrong. You have a company put stock out to generate revenue or operating expenses for the company, and you got somebody betting against the stock. So it's just crazy. They can keep the stock down as low as they want to keep it from just shorting the stock. And you're just handing them, the hedge funds, your money. When you buy into the stock and they short it and pull the price down, you're just handing them your money. And it's time for this stuff to stop. Maybe the SEC, I hope the SEC stops these hedge funds from shorting stocks. They just need to get rid of shorting completely. I mean, if one thing's to do options, but to short and bet against the stock to try to hurt the stock, that's another thing. Betting on the stock to fail. That's just wrong in my book. That's the opposite of what the stocks were created for in my book. So more power to Reddit, the Wall Street bets, and we'll see how this plays out. All right, let's move on to AMC. AMC's not had a bad week. We got up the high. Well, let's look over your day's range: $60.62 from the low that it had been. Go 5 days. It's been a little choppy. But we're holding pretty strong price compared to what it had been, the past month when all this started. Right? So, May 25th. So, that's not bad. I mean, they got back up in the 60s today, so we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Again, this is still a play for Wall Street bets. They're still working this stock, and maybe we'll see. Maybe we'll see some more gains. If you're in the stock, good luck. I hope. I'm in the stock. I'm going to admit I do have a small position in this stock. We'll see what happens. So GME's had an interesting day too. The high. Today's range, the low was 281. The high was 344. So GME's still being played. So I'm sure there's still people in it. You can see there's a little volume right here today where I'm sure some people's made some money today on this stock. So It may continue to go up. It's hard to say. It just depends on the investors as they buy into the stock. And you know, they've been talking about the fundamentals for these stocks. It's not fundamentals, it's how much you want to pay. If I have a car and I'm asking $15,000 for the car, but you think it's only worth $5,000, and you tell me I'm just going to give you $5,000. Well, if I take the $5,000, I drop the price of that car to $5,000. But if I say no, I really believe this car's worth $15,000, and I hold it till somebody gives me $15,000 on there, then I'm raising the price of that car to $15,000. That's a $15,000 car. That's the same thing with the stocks. It depends on what you pay for the stock. It's what's going to cause the price of the stock to go up. You know, if you don't think it's worth so much, and you know but it's the battle between the bulls and the bears. The bulls are the ones that's wanting to buy, try to buy in and raise the price up on the stock. The bears are wanting to hold the stock down. So it's just the way the stock market works. Once you figure out the function of the stock market, the way it the mechanics behind it, you can trade the stocks. Just watch and see what the price is doing. Watch L2. Look at the volume, how much volume's going through, and if it looks like it's on a climb, you look at the charts and you see the charts going up. I mean, this went up pretty fast today. You know, you see that sharp climb right there, and it dropped just as fast as it went up. So be careful. If you're trading this stuff, just be careful. Just be careful with what you're when you're trading in these stocks. But these stocks are still going. I mean, GME still going. Let's go back a month. So back in May, so a little over a month, 6 months. This is when it first went. The first spike was in January. And come down. And they might have been testing. Wall Street Bets might have been testing to see if they could make this happen. So right there in January is when we first had the spike in GameStop. So this has been going on. This is we're in the June now, so this has been going on 6 months. And then you get into February and it starts going up, and it's just up and down. And the stock is still holding a good value. I mean, from where it was $19, $20 to between $200 and $300 a share. So that proves, Wall Street Bets has proved, these guys that get on Bloomberg and talk about fundamentals. It's not the fundamentals. It's what you're willing to pay for the stock. What the investors that's buying into stocks is were willing to invest in the stock. What they think the stock is worth. What the personal investors are doing. Not the company. Not this company made $1 million this past year or whatever like that. That $1 million is not affecting that price. The hype off of the news will cause the stock price to go up because they put out a story, but it's all off the hype, off the excitement on the stock. Once you realize that's what it is, I mean, then you realize, oh, this is how I trade the stocks. So, but still be careful. You see how this went up and then the price dropped. So there were some bag holders right here. It's just good that they got the stock back up and people were able to sell and get their money back out. And probably, hopefully, maybe they got a profit, some of them. So you got to remember, when this price goes up and you're selling the stock and you're making money, somebody's left holding the bag at that price. So there's always going to be a loser in this game. The reality is there's always going to be a loser. There's a lot of people that lose money and people that make money. Wall Street Bets thing, what they're trying to do is, the hedge funds have been stealing from people for a long time. The way they've been shorting the stocks, they've been taking people's money on these stocks, especially new people get in buying the stock, and then the hedge funds cause the stock price to drop, and then the new investor is sitting there holding the bag, and a lot of them will just get frustrated and they'll dump the stock and lose their money at a loss. They'll sell the stock at a loss. And they're like, I ain't dealing with stocks anymore. Or they go buy another stock and the same thing happens to them on that. So Wall Street Bets is just trying to, wake the public up as to what the hedge funds are doing. So, more powerful to them. More power to them. So we'll see how this plays out. SEC's talking like they're going to get involved. SEC needs to be talking to these hedge funds and stopping this crazy shorting stuff. They need to get rid of shorting. I really think they need to get rid of shorting. It doesn't make sense for a company to put a stock out there to generate revenue to operate off of, people to buy into the stock when you got somebody betting against the stock, wanting the stock to fail. You should want the stock to succeed. You should want the company to succeed. So, it was was it last year? There was a kid killed himself because he lost money in stock. I mean, that's crazy. People shouldn't go through that. But that's just my opinion. I'm not a stock advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. This is just my opinion. I'm talking about stocks. I'm trading stocks. This is just something I like to do, and I'm passionate about it. So, thank you for joining and watching my video. I'd love for you to subscribe if you're not subscribed. And hopefully we'll see you in the next video. Thank you. Hey, thanks for coming by. Glad you checked out the video. I hope you liked it. If you like it, please click on the like button. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, would like to invite you to subscribe to my channel. May God bless you, and I hope you have a good day. Bye. Bella's got to be right up under me, don't you, Bella? Oh, my word. Cloudy day, looks like it may rain. Clouds out over the valley. East Tennessee Valley. And Bella, she's just happy to be around.